go. I'm just looking at Rashford's stats here. Last season in all comps, he got 7 GA, 5 goals, 2 assists. Already on 5 GA this season.
So honestly, this Man United loving is so cute. But what happens to your season? Where do you go? Because Liverpool don't look great. Arsenal, we know, obviously, are going to fall away. We are not, and I repeat, not title contenders. Manchester City, likely to win it. Chelsea don't look great either. So surely there's a bit of a gap for Manchester United with Casemiro, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane, Eriksen, bald-headed Ten Hag to slot in there, get that title challenge, no?
Title challenge is ridiculous, and I'm not doing it.
Why is it ridiculous?
Well, look, right now it feels ridiculous. Look, if we win our next 10 games on the bounce, keeping clean sheets, keep scoring more goals, maybe we talk about it. But right now, I still think teams are going to level out. Liverpool are going to get better, all right?
Terry, you don't even believe this. No, you don't even believe what you're saying.
I'm looking at the camera because if you didn't see the face, his motherfucker was pulling. But the point I'm making is Chelsea are still going to get better in my view. Arsenal could have won today. So they're still going to be there or thereabouts. Liverpool will become better. Spurs have been brilliant so far this season. Man United what I will say is this. Man United have a chance of making it into the top 4. There's no shadow of a doubt. But I think for us to do it, not only do we need to be even better than we've been in the last 4 games, we have to hope that a couple of other contenders for it. So Liverpool need to play like this all season. Chelsea need to stay at this level all season. Because I think if all those teams raise their game and get to their consistent best, even if we are brilliant, we are still going to fall short slightly. That doesn't mean, though, it's an unsuccessful season and we haven't progressed, because progression for Man United, winning more games, scoring more goals, conceding less, and improving the way we play football. And the last 4 matches, the most impressive thing for me as a team has been our shape. The fact we've stayed in shape. Last year, when some of those games against Liverpool and City, when you guys beat us at the end of the season, we had no shape. We pressed at the wrong times. And I was saying during the match, there were times today where one player would press, and then he'd see his teammates aren't with him, so he'd drop back off again. Last season, we'd have the players pressing at the wrong times and leaving holes. People weren't getting back into the shape when turnovers happened, so it was easy to rip us apart. Some teams last year, Norwich came to Man United. We beat them for a Ronaldo hat-trick, but they ripped us apart for 90 minutes because nobody was in the correct positions. And there's so much more for us to do before I think United fans get carried away and start talking about top 4 title contender or anything along those lines. I'm certainly not doing that. I'm taking it each game at a time, but I'm really impressed with the improvements, especially after those first few games. And the Glazers have been forced into making changes. They've been forced into giving the manager more power. They were forced into spending more money. They were going to give us Arnautovic and Rabiot. We ended up getting Anthony and Chrismo. And listen, the signings we've made also boost the squad. Rashford, Sancho, no, Anthony's here now. I need to up my game. McTominay's been at his best, not only since McFred's been broken up, but of course he's got better leadership in the team. But McTominay's improved now that Casemiro's here. Why? Because he knows that if he doesn't play well, he's out of the team. And that is what you need at the football club. So it's 4 games. It is a very small sample size. But the improvements of Man United are clear to see. But I'm certainly not going to go as far as talking about battering teams, winning the league, even finishing top 4 yet, because who knows how we're going to react to our first defeat. And I kind of get Igal's point around Arsenal. We'll see how we react. Your rebuild's complete. You're 3 years into a rebuild. Oh. Well, no, after 3 years, your rebuild's is where it needs to be. You can always improve your team. Pep Guardiola buys new players every year to improve. But Arsenal shouldn't be thinking after you lose a game, I don't know how we're going to react. Because that tells me you don't have faith in your manager or your team. Arsenal will bounce back from this because I think you've gone through enough adversity. But with United, we're a month into our rebuild.
Nah, don't do that, bro.
We're at the start of a rebuild.
No way.
Why?
See, the difference, but it's not just about the manager. It was also that we had literally one of the worst teams we've ever seen in history. You guys have always said it. If we just had a good manager, we could finish top 4. That's what you guys said last season. So it's
you finished second on the Ollie, no?
That's not. I didn't though.
It doesn't matter. I don't say things.
It does matter because I'm answering the question here. I have said all along when it comes to Man United, just having a good enough manager is not going to make us back to being a quality team. It's around the power that he's given, the consistent investment year after year after year. the way the club is run, player power being eradicated. What we did with him being allowed to drop the captain, him being allowed to drop Cristiano Ronaldo, him not bringing Ronaldo on as the first sub when Anthony Martial was available, the fact that Richard Arnold, via the manager, forced the club into giving us more money so that we ended up with Casemiro and not with Rabiot. So we ended up with Anthony, not Arnautovic. Those are all very important elements behind the scenes. I've always stated a better manager will make us play better football, but we had Ralph's a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we got even worse because people stopped working hard. They stopped working hard because they threw the manager under the bus. And you will know that I've said that. I don't care what other Man United fans say online. I don't care what other content creators say online, because these guys have been ignoring the Glazers and the way the club has been run every year. Every time we sack a manager and bring a new guy in, they say, "Oh, that's all we need was a better manager. We'll go on to win the league." And we don't change how we operate, and we end up in the same position again. So I've been proven right 4 times on the bounce. I don't need to defend myself anymore. Every Man United content creator that hasn't been full Glazer out knows I'm right. That's why they don't answer my DMs. That's why they've refused to come on the Glazer out content that I want to make, because I've told them I'm going to show them the clips of you saying the Glazers aren't the problem. So I don't care about this. I am right. And you can say, I don't care what other United fans say, because those Man United fans talk shit.
Well, I mean, all I was asking was that, like, if you guys have this great team that you guys have always talked about, and it was just about putting things together with a good manager, then surely you guys can at least say that you feel confident in making the top 4, because I mean,
I'm interjecting because you're ignoring the point I made. Chelsea have got a world-class manager and spent loads of money. Liverpool and City are still so Liverpool and City are already considered shoo-ins for the top 4.
Cool.
So there's 2 places left between 4 teams. Look how good Spurs look at the moment in terms of getting those points out. You guys have been absolutely brilliant. Most of this squad at Chelsea won a Champions League only a year and a bit ago. They've spent nearly £300 million on players, and they have a world-class manager that's been coaching them for 18 months. So when you put in all those factors, like I've said, we could become a really good team this year, but it doesn't guarantee top 4. You need 1 or 2 of those teams, in my opinion, this season to drop off. Now, if we get better, win more, concede less goals, score more, we go into next season, we invest another £150 million, my opinion will be different. But right now, we can try and twist it all we want. Man United are a month into their rebuild. You're not, Chelsea are not, nobody else is. We're at the start, so we shouldn't have, there's no way we should have the same pressure on us that teams that are 18 months, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years.
It's not about having this, it's not about having the same pressure. It's about having pressure at all. I do think that you guys are acting like you have so much further to go than other teams that started their rebuild. You literally just needed a good manager, and your players are starting to click really fast. I think you guys should have expectations of really trying to get into that top 4, because you've always had a top 4 team. That's all I'm really saying.
Yeah. Well, I would even say you should have loftier expectations than that.
Maybe we will. But at the start of the season, where did you predict United finishing when you predicted the season beginning?
I don't even know.
I think you said 6th. So the point is, you're saying we've always had a top 4 team, but you predicted us coming 6th.
Yeah, but you guys have always said. But see, that's the thing is, Man United.
I understand that, Jay, but I'm asking, give us your opinion. Forget what some random that no one listens to online tweeted. What do you think? Where do you think Man United should finish?
I think Man United should feel like they should be pushing for the top 4.
Where do you think Man United should finish? Your opinion.
It doesn't matter what I think.
Of course, that's what you were here for, to give your opinions.
No, I'm trying to get it out of you guys. Where do you think you're going to finish?
Opinion, and now I'm asking you back.
But don't you think that you guys should have bigger expectations?
Not year 1, not with where we've been, not with
this year 1 stuff is very it's very precarious.
You sat on here countless times on the football terrace defending your manager Arteta, defending your club, because it was the beginning of a rebuild. We're still finding our feet. It's a new system. It's a new style. It's going to take time.
And we didn't have Casemiro. We didn't have Ronaldo. We didn't have Rashford.
You had Thomas Partey.
What else did we have?
So you didn't have good players. You had 2-3 years ago.
You had Champions League Varane. You had the most expensive English defender in history in Maguire. It's you guys you're trying to act like your team was so crap.
ladies and gentlemen, you see the toxicity, the bitterness coming through. What they're saying
this year one stuff is so weird.
It's not year one stuff.
It's 1 month in.
It's not this year one stuff.
It's okay if we finish.
It didn't say it's okay where we finish. I said it's about how we're playing and the trajectory that we're going in. So please don't misquote me on my own channel, because you know that people don't get to lie about me on there. But that isn't what I said. We're going to speak to Colleen, then we're going to do some super chats, people. Colleen, what you saying?